your focal point for the presentation. It is crucial that you pay attention to me primarily for all your information, okay? You got it? Have a response?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. When I was researching this topic, I noticed a lack of scholarly gender-specific research, and that means everything that I found was, it had about, it was talking about girl pregnancy, and it was talking about other things about girls, but not really their aggression. And I also found a couple articles that talked about why this was a lack of scholarly information about girl aggression, because to us and to the world it's on the rise. Not only does America have issues with the girl aggression, but Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. Okay, those are topics that came up, countries that came up in my study. Okay, and it's important because it presents emotional disturbances. It affects the classroom environment and achievement. And while I'm going through my presentation, I want you to keep this in mind. I said it does what? Emotional disturbances, classroom environment, and achievement, okay? Those are three major things as a teacher that I realize can, really affect the student. And not only student, but the teacher or the parents and the community as a whole, okay? Also, while I was researching this, I found that a lot of information about the girl aggression was primarily about African Americans. And of course, I'm African American, okay? And so it became more personal to me, but the information that I was receiving became redundant. And it became redundant because I am an African American female from the inner city. So, if you have any questions about aggression or anything that you want to ask me, you can ask me any question that you want to. So just keep in mind anything that I'm going through this information with you, okay? All right? So I'm gonna make this personal for you. So you can go out this class and be like, man, I really learned something from Shanice. You okay? The research stated that girl aggression needs more attention. That's with gender, okay? But also, is girl aggression on the rise, or is it a societal issue that we're changing as a people? What do you think? Societal issue? Why?
Because we're acknowledging it more now. I mean, I'm sure girl aggression exists. It's probably also a combination of both. It's probably on the rise a little bit because girls are no longer being raised to be the quiet individuals that they once were. So it is probably coming up a little bit, but it's also we're now acknowledging girls more than we were. We've not seen them as being shy individuals at least.
That is very important to what I found. Girls' attitudes about themselves and about society have differed from those in the past. So we are becoming more aggressive, as in we're speaking louder. We're being present in the classroom, we're being present in government and everywhere else. And so it's trickling down to our adolescents, okay? Also, on what causes a girl to become violent and why, was a topic and an issue that focused in many of them. And why do you think a girl became violent in the school? Girls?
She was taught that way at home. I mean, it's probably a way bullying.
Okay, girls. What will make you tick? Just tell me, what will make you tick as a female?
Another girl talking to your boyfriend.
Oh my goodness, you got it! You got it on the dot. What else? There's two major things that make these girls tick at a young age. Now, we already talked about that they said they have, pregnancy at these young ages, right? And so, messing with my boyfriend, you're really gonna get hurt. What else?
Talking behind someone's back.
Talking about your behind your back. That is another study that was found in my research. These girls would be so outraged over someone saying, oh, Shanice kissed Anton, or whatever. Or, it was my friend and this happened. One girl, her name was Jane. She was getting off the bus from school, she was with her brother. Two girls got on the bus behind her. When she got off the bus, they followed her all the way home. They attacked this girl, kicked her and bruised her and beat her up real bad. This was in Australia. In Australia, these young adolescents are called punch-ups, okay? And so what they have in Australia is called the restorative justice process. And the restorative justice process is basically a conference. So what happens is Miss Pearson's is teachers, and so she would be at the conference, and I just knocked her out, and we're all together in this room, and we're talking, okay? And so I have to, discuss what happened. I say, okay, well, you told Jono that I kissed him behind the bleachers. Did you say that? What would you say? No. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. She told me. She told me you did. Well, then Miss Pearson would go, well, Shanice, were you justified? Why did you even hit her? Because I felt she was attacking me. She victimized me by talking about me behind my back. And that's why a lot of girls are getting into aggressive fights. Also, the aggression is not only just physical. With them, it's emotional and verbal. So if you disrespect me, it's on. We are going to get into it, and it'll be an all-out brutal fight. And I also found this clip.
Go back to that one. The video, hit that button, because the new video also.
Oh, here it is.
First CD in 4 years.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
It feels incredible. I mean, it's been a long time. I find that I'm motivated more because
Watching the early show on CBS, 13-year-old Caitlin Lewis says she's living a nightmare, the worst moment of her life on the internet for everyone to see. And another girl at middle school attacked her in the locker room. Others recorded and put it on YouTube. What's more, some viewers posted comments taunting her for being beaten up. 2 girls have been suspended. One of the dads accuses Caitlin of being the instigator, too. Caitlin Lewis joins us this morning with her mother, Jan Perone. Good morning to you both. Caitlin, how did this whole thing start?
Well, it started over me being accused of dirty looks, and then the next day me being cornered in a bathroom and being beat up.
People accused you of giving them dirty looks, and so then they came and attacked you like this? Is that what happened?
Yes, sir.
Wow. What was it like to find out that this then ended up on YouTube?
It was nerve-wracking and scary and humiliating the most.
Have you been back to school since all this happened? What are kids at school saying to you?
A lot of the kids will go up to me and be like, oh, you got beat up, and I missed my first day of school yesterday, and everyone's coming up to me and being like, oh, you got beat up. It's died down a little since, but there's still a lot of people that come up to me and say stuff.
Yeah. And Jan, what was your reaction when all of this started to unfold and this tape ended up on the internet?
I was mortified. I didn't know about it until one of my friends called me and told me it was on there. Caitlin didn't even know at that point, so it was pretty surprising.
Yeah. Caitlin, do girls at school fight a lot? I mean, is this pretty common at your school?
Yes and no, not really, but kind of.
What do you fight about?
Girls fight. A girl will have a girl fight about anything they can. I mean, my fight was over dirty looks.
Was over dirty looks. So it's sort of that mean girl stuff, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Were the girls that fought you, were they from a different group in your school? You come from different groups, you know what I'm saying?
Well, not really. We don't have that many cliques at our school.
Right. Wow. I was looking at this tape, it looks so vicious. Where does all of that anger?
Okay, this video addressed a lot of information that I found in my research. And some of the things he talked about was what? Cliques. Cliques is another motivating factor in girl aggression. He talked about just anything. The girl said anything. Anything will make a girl go off because she's at that vulnerable stage in her life where it's about her reputation. And so if you're talking about me behind my back, then I have to make sure that I'm a tough girl and go handle you. Okay? So I have to beat you up because I need you to know that I want to be respected as a young girl in this school because I'm thinking about others' perception of me and boys' perception. I want them to know I'm a good man, even at this young age. And another thing was the parents' attitude. Parent attitude has shown a correlation between the youth's attitude toward aggression. So, for instance, me as being an African American female in the inner city, the stats were true. Okay, though my parents did not, say she needs to go out there and fight, but I know one time I was in the 5th grade, and I had just come in from a Catholic school, and I was appalled at the school I went to. It was horrible. The bathrooms were filthy, and it was just like I had to go to a different school the following year. It was that bad. Well, I'm going to the bathroom, I'm walking in the bathroom, and the girl decided she wants to spit on me. Yeah, she decided she wanted to spit on me. And so, though I dumped, something got on me, so I was heated, but I was a good girl then, so I went home and told my mom and everything. She called the school, and my mom had to talk to me. So she's, why are you doing anything back? What you mean, do anything back? Like, I can't hear my sisters at home, so why can I hear somebody at school? Well, she did that to you, so why don't you hear it back? Take up for yourself and not let anybody walk over you. And even when I became older, I still had a problem talking up for myself. And that was not okay in my neighborhood or for my mom, because I need to stand up for my own self, because to her, no one else is going to support me. She's not going to be there all the time. I need to learn how to do it for myself. And so you find that a lot in the black neighborhood or in the cities with Hispanic or whoever. If you're in the inner city, I found that to be a true stat for me. Also, the society's views on girls' behavior has changed, and that is because simple things like running away from home is now a crime. Can you believe that? Running away from home is now a crime, and that's because parents are getting tired of having to chase their child, and try to find them because they're responsible for them, so they're getting tired of it. And so that has given a reason for the increase in rates for girls' aggression and crime in the United States and other places, because we're not tolerating what we used to. So what we used to think of as normal girl acts are no longer normal girl acts. We're not tolerating anymore. And so that's what Phelps believes is a problem. Girls have not changed their attitudes toward fighting. The society that's running everything has changed their attitude toward it. And the effects of violence is not only physical, it gets to people's minds. The girl said she couldn't go back to school anymore because, she was afraid. Also, the girl, Jane, who was in my article, she was so afraid of the girl that she didn't want to walk past her. Every time she seen the girl still bullied her. So remember I was talking about the restorative justice. It did not work because all she had to do was write a letter and say, I'm sorry. But the next day in school, she'll be like, okay, you're still ugly. I still beat you up and, anything like that. And so this helps with the girl, with the rest of her life. She's still affected till this day. And parents' attitude toward the violence and the correlation to the adolescence is a correlation what I just told you. The more the parents were supportive of standing up for yourself, the more a student was shown to have aggressive and violence in the prior 12 months. And the students of parents who said, okay, if you don't stand up for yourself, then you're going to get bullied. That was basically every parent of the study. They all believe if you do not stand up for yourself or are willing to fight, you would become beaten up. You would get picked on. However, there was another correlation between parent monitoring and aggression. Students who were monitored less had less aggression, so they had less violent occurrences in school. Parents who were more strict and more firm with their students had more aggression. And for me, my dad was strict. He's a country person from Mississippi, and he would beat you. He would have a switch, and it would be a branch, and if you did something wrong, then he would whoop you with it. Now, for me, my aggression came toward him. I would not, take it out in school because I needed to do good in school. Because also, and where I came from, your behavior affected your grades. If you did not do good in the classroom, if you were a problem in class, you would get points deducted off your score. And I couldn't go home with a bad grade. That was a no-no. Okay. Cheerleading links to all of this research. And when I was researching this, I'm like, okay, why did they bring up a cheerleading topic for me? And every research that I did, every article previous to that linked to the cheerleading. I heard someone say that we have different attitudes toward women now, right? So what are the different attitudes toward women now? Speak up, can't hear nobody. I can't hear you.
What are the different views? Is that what you're asking?
Right.
They're more outspoken now. Their seniors outspoken.
You said they're more outspoken.
Don't have to
What
be
else?
like subservient to men anymore.
Right.
More in like an equal plane society now.
Okay, I know you got some more, like,
More
men, what do you know about your girlfriends? They're getting your nerves. What do you know about them?
Told you to stay over here.
Okay, when you think about
They
cheerleading,
wear
what
the
do you think of
pants.
participating, huh?
So they wear the pants in their relationship.
Who wear the pants?
Cheerleaders. Cheerleaders? No, they don't.
Okay, so if you wear the pants, what would you say if I told you that cheerleading started off as a male-dominated sport? The cheerleading friend, they're out there cheering. Yeah, 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 hurrah, hurrah, hurrah.
George Bush was a cheerleader.
And you can believe that, right? Can you believe it? Okay, well, it was. But now it has flipped to be a female-dominated sport, right? So, what would you say if I'm sitting here and I just, what's your name? Christine? I'm sitting here and I just throw Christine up in the air and I'm holding her. What would you say about me? Oh, thank you. So I would like that as a cheerleader. The new female likes being told she's strong, she's independent and everything like that. So the study that I conducted was for middle schools, and this was the same in these middle school students. Okay. So it was the same in middle school students, okay? And instead of them feeling feminine, they became more masculine with everything, okay? And after that, they're able to turn onto different personas and everything. So they didn't have to be the quiet girl in the classroom anymore. They can show off that I'm strong and I can do just what you do. But instead of tackling someone, I'm throwing in the air. So how about that? Okay? So mine is very emotional because she has a rumor spread about her. Now, do you guys have any questions about me and being African American? No? No questions at all? All right. Well, this is something I found. And it's about the young urban women, and it helps you guide. It's basically a guide for urban youth and their fighting and everything like that. So it just has different things, and it tells you different stuff about fighting and life and everything about urban women and what they're going through. So you can read more about them and everything. They can come on here and create a blog, and they can have a release point. Just click on different stuff, move around and play with it. See a skateboard. And that's female liberation. Okay, who ate some candy? Raise your hand. You eating candy?
No, I didn't. I gave it up to Lynn.
Good for you. So, are you the only one? Is he the only one that didn't eat candy? You three? Oh, okay. The ones who didn't eat candy, stand up. Okay. The ones who ate candy, where's your rapper? Where's your rapper? Okay. So whoever had a nerd and ate the nerds, guess what? You have been a victim of a female aggression. You've been smacked around. That was you in that video. You got smacked. You just get
Nerds get smacked. I got it.
Okay. Who had Gunstoppers? You're an alcoholic. Oh my goodness, I'm tripping. You're an alcoholic. Who had Dr. Taffy? You're all drug addicts.
Yeah. Take all that.
And who ate sweet tarts? You all was pregnant? And who ate multiple things? You ate both of them?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're having a problem with your body image.
Yeah.